This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today we're going to have a bit of a discussion around purpose, but also I want to share some thoughts with you that have become more and more apparent, probably from my own experience of myself, but also with other people as well. And that is that there are a lot of people waiting for someone or something to see greatness within them. They put conditions on their ability to show up and move towards their potential. And when I say potential, I don't necessarily mean physical attributes or anything. I'm saying potential can only be measured, truly fucking measured, by how we choose to show up. And then the momentum of how we choose to show up every single day. And I'm not saying showing up in a positive light, because it's sort of like to be aware, not necessarily void, but aware of our egoic structures and choose to show up as open, honest, and vulnerable as we possibly can, because that's the strongest space we can be in. I went on to talk about, at the seminar on the weekend, how there's actually no such thing as self-esteem, really, when we think about it, because esteem is value, and I think I mentioned this in the other podcast. Values presupposes that something could be devalued, and our self, our presence, our essence can never actually truly be devalued unless we put the conditions on it to devalue it ourselves. And so the powerful thing here for all of us was to really see this, and see if in our mind we can start to see patterns or behaviors or beliefs that show up for us that may show signs of waiting for someone or something to occur, for something to finish, for something to start, for us to truly start really fucking showing up in this world and actually giving the universe and the world ourselves fully to, like every part of us, all of us fully to. And so the inability to truly fucking show up and give that has actually held it doesn't just hold us back, it holds everyone back. When I choose to resort back to my, move away from my fear, or when I choose to be shy and timid in showing up and contributing, or double guessing, or doubting myself, I'm not only doing myself a disservice, but I'm doing all of you a disservice. I'm doing everyone a disservice. When I choose to continually react in the moment, I'm choosing to behave the same way I did when I was a less mature version of myself. So therefore, the question begs, am I actually living, or am I just continually re-behavioring the same shit I used to do? Therefore, I don't have choice. I'm just behaving based out of the relations, the object relations actually is what it's called, to the things that I developed from a young age that I barely even remember anymore. So I'm just simply a broken record, hoping that one day somebody else will make more sense of it, or someone's going to come up and go, hey, you know what, you're fantastic. Maybe you could possibly do this. Now, it's not to say that that's not nice, or we don't need to kick up the arse, or whatever you want to call it from time to time. What it's saying is that, are we truly just waiting for someone to come along and do that? Are we waiting for something, for a 1,000 downloads on whatever it might be, subscribers? It could be fucking likes on social media, or maybe it's an authoritative figure saying, "Hey, you can do this now. Off you go." But in all of that all those things are external to us and who we are. When do we step up and decide to actually not necessarily be the job title, right, but to be the person worthy of that job title? And this is the whole idea that you first must be a grandmaster before you get given grandmaster status. What that's pointing to is that we first must show up as the embodiment of what it is we're showing up as before we are labeled as that, or even if anyone gives a fuck to label it, doesn't matter at that point, because that's how we're choosing to show up. So the offer for you here is to pay really close attention to why you may be performing under your potential. What's holding you back? Now, if you're smart enough, you'll hear this, oh, well, it's me, I'm holding myself. And that's fucking true, but go past that, because sometimes that's just a smoke screen. What do you really think is holding you back? Is it your work? Is it your family? Is it your degree? Is it the market? Or is it the stories that you tell yourself every day? That next day, or the next day, or the next day, or one day someone will see you. Something will happen, and everything will change. Well, I'm here to tell you that that day never comes. That person never comes. It's a Hollywood story, and it happens to next to no one. But even when that does occur for you, the external event may occur, but it's the internal switch that happens. That internal switch is up to you. It's up to where you hold the internal authority to make a decision. All the power is with you and always has been. And so the real question here is, when are you going to choose to fully show up, all of you? When is that going to happen? When are you going to allow yourself to be perfectly imperfect and show up anyway? To show up in the face of judgment, to realize that judgment's simply just a mask. It's just superficial. To give fully to a cause and a purpose that's meaning for you, whatever that may be. When are you going to do that? Is it today? Or is it raining? Is the weather not good enough? Right? What excuses are coming up for you? Because those excuses, it's not necessarily about ignoring them, because sometimes they're pointing to something that's worth knowing about. Maybe there's a pattern in there for you. Why is this not important to you? It is important to you, David. No, it's not, otherwise you'd be doing it. Is not being seen to be stupid more important than going after what you want? Is the false idea of love that you think you're getting more important than what you're getting? What is it for you? These are all important questions. Something that I hope landed for you. And if you take anything from this podcast, is to give yourself permission to fully step into everything that you're doing. There's a quote that says, "A ship is safe in the harbour, but that's not what the ship is built for." I love that quote. When I was younger, when I think I was 19, I got a tattoo of that, but I changed the second sentence, and it says, "A ship is safe in the harbour, for I'm not afraid." Yeah, if I was to go back and redo that now, it would be, "A ship is safe in the harbour, for I am brave." Saying I'm not afraid is paying attention to the afraid. Maybe it's time to be brave. On that note, team, I'm done. If you found this podcast beneficial, it would mean the world to me if you'd pass it on to someone else that you think would also find it beneficial. If you haven't already, the Facebook community, the Mood Prep community on Facebook, it's pretty funny. Jump in there. I'd love to see you in there. But I'm out. Until tomorrow, peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick. Slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
To be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.